I use options to help my probability of success. In this video, I'm going to show you how. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'd like to talk about target. I got a signal from my system, my strategy. I produced a buy signal, and there it is, pretty yellow. I'll tell you the basis of that buy signal, what the win rate was of my strategy for target. By the way, we had a buy here. That would have been a nice profit if you could have stayed in with that. And how we should play it, maybe with options, and increase our revenues. So stay with me. And I want to remind you first, though, that we're educational and we'd like to share ideas. So if you disagree with this idea, let me know. And I'd like to know what indicators you're using. Let's get started. The indicators that I'm using are the MACD, zero lag MACD, and when the MACD is below the zero line, and it is, it's the time to take a single. I use the stochastic RSI, and when it's below the 20 and comes back around, it didn't quite come back around, but I think it's coming, I like to take a single. And when the RSI, and I'm using RSI 4, which is quick, when it comes below the 30 and comes back around, and it hasn't come back around, I like to take a trade. And if all these occur within a couple bars of each other, I get a single, and I have one here. Could be a little early. We have some momentum, but the momentum seems to be down. And that momentum being down was because we had 2 or 3 down days. Now it's right at its 50 EMA, and lots of people think it could bounce off of that. And like I say, we had a nice run here, produced a lot of could have produced a lot of profit. Let's take a look at my strategy. I programmed it in the OmniBroker and see how many wins I would have gotten from the first of the year till today. I have an algorithm. It looks something like this with some buy and sell signals. And these buys and sell signals is when the RSI 4 below the 30, the MACD is below the 0, and the stochastic RSI is below the 20. And this little thing here prevents it from, doing a lot of trading in the crash. A little secret. And I have my stops, my profit target at 8, and my stop loss at 18. I don't want to get a lot of stop losses because I use options and I don't need a stop loss. I'm trading with a small account, $5,000 in my bank and $5,000 in margin. I'm taking long and short trades, and I'm stopping this routine at 18 days, which is there's 22 days trading days in a month. It's about a month, and if something doesn't happen in a month, it's decision time for me. Doing a back test from 2021 January, I'm going to see that from the first of the year we had 5 trades averaging 15 days long, and every time we made a trade we made $62. Sweet. Made a net profit of $310 on a $5,000 investment, which gave us about 3% profit, but we did not have our money invested at all times. So the risk adjusted, the time we have our money invested, that's risk adjusted. We earned well over 105% time, just the time we had our money invested. That's pretty good. I'm not so concerned about the win rate, but the winners were 100%. So this system has done really well from the beginning of the year. Let's crank this back to 2020 and we see that we have a few more trades. Let's go look at the summary, and the net profit went down a bit, but we're not all that concerned about it. Still have a risk adjusted of 24% time you had invested. This is over a 2-year period of time now, or 18 months or 20 months. 11 trades. That win rate is pretty good. Every time we placed a trade, we made $17. 14 trades total. But we're interested in this information here. And I'm looking at the profit and loss. We see that we had 3 losses that were 18 bars long. 3 losses that are 18 bars long. Remember that information. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 winners that pegged it at 8%. That was our max profit. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades that didn't quite reach 8%. I counted this as a pegged loss because of the fact that it went to 19 bars, but right there at 8%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And I put that information over a little spreadsheet. These were the losses greater than 8%, and I counted that 1. There was no losses less than that. There was only 3 losses total. The wins that did not reach 8% was 5, and then there was 6 wins that were greater than 8%. We're going to try to beat this $300, $250 net profit. So we're going to go into Option Strat, which is simulator tool, and we look at target, and we're going to go out about 45 days. We're going to put an at the money bull put spread, which is a long spread. In other words, we want the price to end up higher than 248, above 248. At 247, we want it to be above 248 in the next 45 days, somewhere up in here. We want to invest $500. Now remember, on our back test, we used $1,000 for each trade. So this is about half, and we get about $200 to our bank account, and about $300 is our max loss that we can do on this trade. 200 and 300. Put that in my little ballpark model here. So I've got the number of wins that I have with my system, and I have my max loss and net credit here. And the amount to do this trade is $500, which is half of what I needed to do on buying the stock. Now remember, in my back test I had it set at 18 days, so 19 days or 20, which is about a full month. So we're on the 19th today, and that puts us about the 20th here. And I have this set at 8%. This is the chart range, so there's, if it gets to 8% before 19 days, which we had 6 of them that did, remember, 6 of them that did, somewhere along the here, I'm going to get about 160 to 185. 160 to 185. And likewise, if it gets that and pegs and goes down the stop loss within about 30 days or 20 trading days, it looks like 287, 295, 275. Really, that's almost all of it. I'm already at my max loss, so it reached it pretty quick. So if I ever get, that's why I don't use the stop loss or have the stop loss so high that it never gets executed, is that if I peg it, I might as well just keep the trade on because I have nothing really to lose but a few pennies. So I'm really only interested in the profit. And if it gets to 8% loss, I've done lost it. And my only hopes is that it comes back around, that comes, during that remaining time, that it comes back and wins it all back. But I have nothing to lose because I already lost all of it. And if it comes slowly back, I'm not claiming that much. So if it happens early, I've lost the max. And if I put that in that model here, that I can win about 185 and lose about 295, which is most of it after 19 days. There it is, 187, 298. So my model, if I flat it out, I take the loss. Somewhere in between, if it trades in between here somewhere, I win about 50% of what I got. 50% of the loss, 50% if I lose 50%, or I win 50%. And remember, I had 5 of these, but none of those. And likewise, I had 6 total winners, and this is a profit. But I've throttled this back to be ultra conservative by 15%. In other words, whatever I would have won, I throttled it back by 15% to give it the model. So it says, based on the same win rate that I had if I was actually buying this stock, I now can increase using options and only use half the money that I had before, because I'm only using $500 to do this. I achieved a $521 over a 20-month period versus around $250 over the same 20-month period. The winners and losers, win rate is okay, but I think I have a whole lot of, if it goes up and stays up, I have a whole lot of ways of winning. And if I'm wrong, I still have a whole lot of ways of losing, but only when it pegs out early do I stand a chance of losing a lot, the max. So I like to trade options. It gives me a chance to get more bang for my buck. And I want to tell you, since I'm only using $500, I can double this profit and do 2. Or if you want $1,500, I can do 3. So you can scale up very easily if you know how to do the options and how to plan them out. This little model, this ballpark model, lets me figure out where I'm going. And I don't need to use this every single time. As long as my strategy is a winning strategy in this 60% win rate, and I do at the money, bear call or bull put, bear call or bull put at the money, about 45 days out, my strategy should win. Winning strategy, approximately 60%, and it could be less if you do better money management. So you don't need to use the ballpark model all the time. Just for once in a while planning. Just got to remember you need to have a winning system, 60%, do at the money, putting calls, spreads. Try to keep as close as you can to 1 for 1. Today's you couldn't do it, but the odds are going to be better if it's just 1 for 1. What do you think? Is this worthwhile? This trade worthwhile doing? Do you think it's going to come up to 260, 270 again? Or do you think it's going to hang? If it hangs, we still have a chance to win some serious bank. Goes up, we can win that bank earlier. And if it goes down, it doesn't go down too fast, we won't lose so much. It goes down quite quickly, you lost your max. Anyway, that's how I trade. Let me know in the comments below how you think. Please like and subscribe. Remember, do your own due diligence, not a trade recommendation, just what I'm doing. And we'll catch you on the flip. Happy trading. My trading has gotten better since I started posting. Hope you engage too.